Welcome to SVG TV News for Friday, December 9th, 2022. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines cash forfeiture handbook and cash seizure policy were handed over today to the Financial Intelligence Unit at a ceremony at the Argyle International Airport launch. Keisha Sutherland of the RSS Asset Recovery Unit based in Barbados says today's ceremony symbolizes a crucial milestone for the development and maintenance of security in the region, noting that the RSS has proven over the years that it is central to securing the safety of member states and the broader region. Sutherland says the handing over of the cash forfeiture handbook marks the second of its kind within a series of 8, including the new membership to the RSS Guyana.
The ceremony coincides with the period of celebration for the RSS, that is, its 30th anniversary, and thus could not be demonstrated in a better member state with an FIU that is well regarded by its peers as a center of excellence, constantly developing and forever changing for the better. The Cash Forfeiture Handbook is a project that was born, again, under the visionary leadership of your Attorney General and also the bedrock pioneers that sought to build capacity through more tangible and long-lasting means. The book builds on the region's extensive experience and provides a practical yet technical summary of the law and best practices bespoke to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is an everyday guide for all practitioners, ranging from law enforcement, the first responder, to the judiciary.
Sutherland says an evaluation across member states of the RSS and the wider Caribbean region has identified some shortcomings in the area of asset recovery and that it will require capacity building and multidisciplinary coordination across a comprehensive national policy that focuses on depriving criminals of their benefits.
These shortcomings are not written in stone and thus they can be changed. However, the consequences, the onslaught of de-risking by correspondent and international financial institutions, and the increased regulation of the financial sector, which results in the inevitable exclusion of good actors, exhibits a critical need for capacity building efforts focused on ensuring that the security and response framework is comprehensive and effective. Therefore, the RSS Asset Recovery Unit, grounded in the optimal motivation of securing the hardest proverbial blow to criminal networks and their enterprises, developed this cash forfeiture handbook and the cash seizure policy in collaboration with the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Commissioner of Police. We hope that these books are a symbol of the commitment and dedication to your capacity efforts in building and achieving greater anti-money laundering policies in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You don't become effective by writing and distributing books. We know this. This is only one step in a grand process of change. You become effective by investing with a healthy dose of long-term commitment to a strategic and comprehensive system of financial investigations and asset recovery, supported by tactical operations using the most efficient and effectual tools.
Director of the SVG Financial Intelligence Unit, Letitia Sandy, says as a hybrid unit, staffed with police officers, financial investigators, legal officers, and analysts, they see financial crimes in a holistic way, noting that knowledge and skill set should not only reside with the Financial Intelligence Unit, but all persons tasked with taking the profit out of crime.
And the critical thing is national cooperation and coordination. We don't operate in silos. It is not meant that one institution or one person possesses all of the knowledge. It's not that the FIU shines or the police shines. It is important that we understand that the work we do on a daily basis is for the improvement, the betterment, the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as a result of that need for national cooperation and coordination, ensuring that all persons at all levels are able to understand, have the knowledge at hand is critical. So the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the practitioners, the staff of the FIU, members of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Office of the Honorable Attorney General, on whose behalf legal officers of the FIU take cash forfeiture matters to court is very critical. It is important that we all understand. It is important that we are all engaged in the process.
Sandy says the cash forfeiture handbook, which is quite practical, is a much-needed tool in the fight against financial crime.
Being a hybrid unit, it allows us to understand the practical implications of what is reduced to writing. And this is what this book does. It is not a theoretical guide. What is contained in the pages have been tested by the members of staff of the Financial Intelligence Unit, by the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, and there are matters that have gone to court and have been adjudicated before magistrates, before High Court judges. So together with the RSS ARU, we bring to you a product that has been tested. There's always room for improvement, but it is a product upon which we can rely, a product that will definitely serve to benefit all practitioners at all levels in the fight against crime. The FIU as a unit has provided secondment opportunities to member states of the RSS as well as beyond the RSS. And having a guide such as this is so critical. It is important that the standards are maintained, that if someone leaves today, the standard is what it is, that there's a document upon which they can draw. And having documented procedures is so critical, not just because we go into the mutual evaluation, but as I said, to ensure that we maintain a standard, to ensure that new members of staff have a document by which they can be guided.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Leonard Fergus says the handing over of the cash forfeiture handbook is important to effective law enforcement and the overall administration of justice here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The cash forfeiture guide or handbook will go a very long way in assisting the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force to systematically tackle serious organized crime, the proceeds of crime, and bring members of criminal networks to justice. Criminals, once convicted, should not only serve a prison sentence handed down by the court, and after that, they are released or allowed to live off the proceeds of their crime. Whatever proceeds, big or small, derived from their illicit activities must also be forfeited and or confiscated. Gone are the days when criminals would choose to do the time, and after his or her release from prison, they lavish in their ill-gotten gains like nothing happened. The Proceeds of Crime Act and other pieces of critical legislation have blustered law enforcement efforts and responses in the fight against serious organized crime.
ACP Fergus noted that he is happy with the collaboration between the RSVG Police Force and the Financial Intelligence Unit in taking the profit out of crime.
I want to say at this junction that both the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and the FIU have great synergy, with a laser focus on ensuring that the space is continuously reduced for criminals and their associates to operate and are rightly punished for their deeds. This handbook is another tool in the toolkit of police officers and other law enforcement officials to execute a more robust and effective response to serious organized crime, not only in SVG, but throughout the region as a whole. The RSS is a beacon of hope and pride of the region in areas of security, human and disaster relief, law enforcement, training and development. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the Commissioner of Police, for this document. I know it would be a very good asset to the organization and to the FIU and the region on a whole.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Crime Prevention Unit hosted the annual crime prevention exhibition today under the theme Enhancing Public Safety, a Shared Responsibility. Chairman of the Crime Prevention Unit, Sergeant Sion Shoy, said that the police cannot solve crime alone, hence they take the opportunity yearly to host the exhibition to share crime prevention tips with the public.
We cannot solve crime by ourselves, so we need the public to be part of, and that's why we have other entities today participating with us in our exhibition. We have personnel from Guardsman, Providence Electronics and Paladin SVG. Their companies have alarm system, CCTV cameras, DVR for persons who want to protect their home and property. Check these entities. We also have other personnel from the Consumers Affairs. We have Police Corporate Credit Union, we have in-house the Narcotics Department, we have the Coast Guard, the CID, Anti-Trafficking and Policy Unit, and we have the Sexual Offences Unit today with us. Oh, and forget the Coast Guard Unit.
Sergeant Shaw says another community outreach initiative is a collaboration with the police band, noting that they have already engaged 6 communities.
Aim this year and every year is to sensitize the public on crime prevention. And this year we have an initiative. We did an initiative with the band. We collaborate with the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force band in sharing and spreading the Christmas cheer, along with sharing crime prevention tips to personal and individual communities, because we need to reach out to individual communities to make them aware of crime prevention, and we expect the populace to know what they need to know in crime prevention. Well, so far, as I said, we collaborated with the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force bands. So they're going on a Christmas concert. So far, we already went to about 6 communities. We went to Dubois, we went to Clare Valley, we went to Pitchiverdale, we went to Georgetown, Sandy Bay, South Rivers, Mount Brennan. So we're going anywhere the band is for the Christmas season. The crime prevention unit will be there, and we'll be distributing food baskets to the less fortunate. And we must say thanks to Flo, platinum sponsor, for making it possible. So we're sharing the Christmas joy for person at this time, along with giving something back.
Now into the busy Christmas season, Sergeant Shoy shares some tips for persons who will be leaving their homes to attend various events and those who will be shopping.
Especially when it comes to their home safety, we need them to protect their home instead of lock their windows and doors. Make sure they keep a light on. If you're going away at nights or extended period of time, inform a neighbor, inform a friend. Let someone know where you are. Especially now when you're coming into Kingston in this busy time, we advise persons, especially every day with the males, when you walk with your wallets, make sure you put them in the front pocket. Advice to the men. When we're speaking about the female, we advise them to put their purse under their arm, make sure it's close to them, and make sure that they keep their money safe, especially when you're collecting remittances from Western Union or MoneyGram. We advise persons to count their money inside of the building, do not expose cash in the public. When it comes to vehicle safety, we advise persons not to expose valuable to the public, like persons to see what is happening.
As the roads across St. Vincent and the Grenadines become more busier during this festive season, Police Constable attached to the Traffic Department of the SVG Police Force, Jason Young, is appealing to pedestrians to use the pedestrian crossings to avoid any deadly situations on the roads.
As you know, now is the Christmas/tourism season, so the activities in Kingston are a bit heightened for the season. There are a lot of vehicles and pedestrians using the road. So for this season, we're just advising persons to especially the pedestrians, to use the pedestrian crossings where necessary. For the motorists, there are several car parks in the town that you should occupy when coming into Kingston for parking. Otherwise, if you violate any of the traffic laws, you will be clamped, as you can see on the ground there. Another thing is the excessive speeding on the road. There's a speed limit in Kingston for trucks and omnibuses, as well as smaller cars, which is 15 for the trucks and the omnibuses and 20 for the other vehicles. The speed limit out of Kingston is 30 miles per hour. So again, we're just asking everyone to adhere to the traffic rules and regulations and have a blessed Christmas.
Constable Young is also encouraging motorists to check their vehicles daily to ensure that all parts are working properly and that they are following the laws and regulations of the traffic department.
In front there are two new tires in front there, one for a motorcycle and one for a regular SUV. The tires should be in a good condition that in the event of an emergency stop, the tire must be able to grip the surface of the road so that it can effectively stop the vehicle. If your tires are smooth, then you won't have any grip on the road to stop your vehicle, especially when the road is wet. Or in a case where they have an oil spill in the road, that you can safely bring your vehicle to a stop in the event of such situations. Now I advise owners and drivers of motor vehicles to inspect their vehicles on a day-to-day basis, check for the tires, make sure the brakes are working, check their engine oil, the radiator coolant, make sure just check everything on the vehicle, the indicators, the horns. Just do a thorough check so that when you actually drive on the road, your vehicle is in a good working condition. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In other local news now, we hear that vendors who have been plying their trade on Fridays and Saturdays for the past 2 weeks at the car park outside the Central Vegetable Market in capital Kingstown will no longer be allowed to do so. As we hear in this report, there are mixed reactions from these vendors on the latest development.
Just as the Friday vendors are now settling in at the flea market in the Central Kingstown Market, they were told today that as of tomorrow Saturday, they will have to relocate opposite the market in the entrance to the downtown vegetable market. The new location had been one of the areas identified by the Kingstown Town Board for the flea market, but initially it would be used alongside the Central Kingstown Market. Some vendors are pleased as they see good reason to do so.
Everybody have to live, and the people on that side complaining that they're not getting any sale. So if we sandwich between the two markets there, is that everybody now have an opportunity. Those who complain that they're not having any sale, they will have a chance to take part and get the produce off. So I'm satisfied.
You just have to move if you have to move, because they say they want here to park the vehicle and things. So if you have to move, you just have to move. You have to just obey the right and do the right thing.
Others not so pleased.
We were here last week and our customers don't find us. Just like how everybody customer find them and they're looking for them. It's the same, their customer will find them as long as they're in the market. So I don't see why they're moving us from here and say they want that car. Because wrong there's a car park. Here, well, there's the whole town they want to be a car park.
Sales today for some of the Friday wholesale vendors have reportedly improved compared to when they were selling on the streets. By midday, many had their produce sold out and left for home.
I just sell, yeah, I just sell. I just get sale, and I thank God, yeah.
Meanwhile, some vendors in the downtown vegetable market, who are still not seeing sales, are taking the risk of returning to the streets.
If I'm out here, it means that there's nothing happening on the inside, absolutely nothing. So what I have to do is bring a bit of stuff daily outside in order to catch a daily bread. So that's why I'm out here. It's a risk, but I still take it because, you know, you still have to make ends meet at the end of the day.
Made up a mobile.
And the bread don't butter, but in my zone.
The Kingstown Town Board carries out patrols daily and have removed several stalls that were still illegally erected, following the November 29, 2022 deadline that no unauthorized vending will be allowed. During the patrols, persons are asked to remove, many of whom have been compliant. Larissa Pogsley-Kidd, SVG TV News.
Here that students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines who sat the 2022 examinations for their CSEC CAPE and associate degrees will be presented with a $500 gift award for their outstanding performance on Thursday, December 16, 2022. In a news release, the Ministry of Education says to be eligible for the award, CSEC students must have gained 5 passes, grades 1 to 3, including mathematics and English A. CAPE students must have gained passes grades 1 to 5 in at least 2 unit subjects, as well as in the single unit communication studies or Caribbean studies in 2 consecutive years. Students in the various associate degree programs must have gained at least a B average. Teacher education program requires a GPA of at least 2.75. The total number of recipients is 736, categorized in the following: CSEC 306, CAPE 234, associate degrees 221. Of the recipients who gain associate degrees and are identified to receive the award from the SVG Community College, 170 are from the Division of Arts, Sciences and General Studies and the Division of Technical and Vocational Education, and 51 from the Division of Teacher Education. Recipients of the award are asked to present themselves at the Villa campus of the SVG Community College at 9 a.m. on December 16, 2022, with proof of an identity bearing a photograph. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education says it is currently conducting registration of students for the May-June 2023 CSEC and CAPE examinations and expresses gratitude to all principals and teachers for the critical role which they play in their students' development. The ministry says it acknowledges the invaluable contribution made by stakeholders and partners to the enterprise of education. And the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union says it will be putting together a strong committee to look at pension reform in the new year and the function of the National Insurance Service, the NIS, and why it seems to be facing some challenges. This is according to President of the SVGTU, Oswald Robinson, and Industrial Relations Officer Andrew John, who were speaking on the SVGTU Speaks program broadcast last evening on SVG TV.
You know, because we are saying the NIS would have collected a tremendous amount of money over these years, and what might have become of some of the investments that they would have made and so on. And we also want to look at the way they are going to change it, because it seems as though they want to change it so that the workers are the one who would have to pay the price. We always have to be the ones to suffer, right? So we would be going at it at the in terms of pension reform. We'll be looking at it from a trade union and worker standpoint for the new year.
Yeah, Brother John, and just like how we have had several battles with the government, this one will be another major battle, and we want our workers to be united. Stay with your union. Those who are not unionized, be unionized, join a union so that this battle would be fought in unison. It's very important that we stay together.
The SVGTU is also preparing to celebrate its 120th anniversary on January 7, 2023. Robinson says a commemorative committee will be set up to organize the celebration activities. And public assistance payment to persons across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be made via ATM cards next year. This is according to the Ministry of National Mobilization, which today announced that it is currently undergoing the implementation of the poor relief beneficiary assessments and transitioning into a reloadable ATM card payment for 2023. The ministry says the process of conducting the socio-economic household assessment for existing beneficiaries and their households and vulnerability assessments on existing beneficiaries will take place during the period December 8th to February 24th, 2023. The general public is asked to take note and to be prepared to share with the assessors the personal information being requested to ensure the process is completed efficiently and honestly. The ministry says the transition would ensure that recipients who are eligible will no longer be required to line up for cash payments, but will have the ability to access their monies at their convenience via reloadable ATM card.